As you can see, we have started the new grazing season again for our farmlet trial. It is a multi-year trial and it is the start of the second year. We have our 4 herds nicely balanced for body condition, body weight, lactation number, breed and potential to produce milk. And today's conditions for the cows are great. It's a change of what we have had over the last few weeks. Similar to a lot of farms in Tasmania, we had a lot of rain, about 250 millimeters of rain over a period of about 4 weeks. It did cause, of course, very wet paddocks and therefore some treading and pugging. And our biggest challenge in our farmlet trials is the size that we run our farmlets at, with 8 paddocks where we graze our cows, and therefore we only have 8 gateways, and that caused some challenges, but we were able to resolve them, and as you can see, everything has recovered quite well now. One of the challenges that we also had was of course power failure. The cyclone conditions we had in the recent weekend caused a lot of damage to electricity power infrastructure. We have our farm equipped with a backup generator which is tractor powered, so we could luckily always keep on milking and keep everything functioning. So ultimately we came through this bad period and wet period quite okay. With all that rain, there's also a challenge in getting effective use of nitrogen fertilizer on the paddocks. We have the same challenges as every farmer will have had over the last weeks in Tasmania. We decided to stop applying nitrogen fertilizer under these very wet conditions because the risks were too high for the fertilizer to wash away or wash through. So we have paused the nitrogen fertilizer applications for a short while. The conditions are now getting good enough again to start applying it, so we'll start doing that again. In our trial we do regular herd tests, and during that wet period we had a herd test for the farmlet cows. And from the milk samples we take, which we have analyzed at Tas herd, we also get the milk urea concentration results. And what we found in the herd test of 2 weeks ago is that the milk urea results were fairly high, indicating that there's plenty of nitrogen and protein in the grass. So we are not afraid that postponing nitrogen fertilizer applications for a brief while has a negative impact. Last year our cows were wearing halter collars, and we use that for the behavior data, so how many minutes per day they are grazing and how many minutes per day they are ruminating. For this year we also are using the virtual fencing capacity of the halter collars and the virtual herding of the halter collars. So we have a virtual back fence that avoids the cows back grazing paddock area that has been grazed a few days ago, and we have a front fence, a virtual front fence that we use as a break fence. And you can see the sections where the cows have grazed over time, and we see a clear delineation of what they are allowed to graze and what not. So we are fairly content with how it all functions for our farmers.